So all of your product costs will be in cost of goods sold when the products are sold, and then all of your period costs will be down here in your selling and administrative expenses. So job order costing, it accumulates and records costs by jobs. So the resulting total and unit product costs can be compared to similar jobs, compared over time, or compared to expected costs. In a way, a job order cost system can be used by managers for evaluating and controlling costs. So you can compare data from your job cost sheet. So you can look at these and see your materials quantity. Here's 40 jazz guitars. Here's job 54. And this is job 63. So you can see how compare the direct material cost per guitar and look at ways to control the cost. Notice that here is a job data here from 2 different jobs, and you can see the direct materials used and the direct material per guitar, the materials amount. So here's 2 different jobs. So the job cost sheets, we can look at these and analyze these for the increased materials cost. Because the materials price didn't change, the increased materials cost must be related to wood consumption. So we would need to investigate to determine why we're using an extra 100 board feet for job 63. And some possible explanations could be a new employee who hasn't been trained enough to properly cut the wood yet, so we had extra waste. Or it could be the wood used for job 63 was purchased from a different supplier, so maybe the wood was poorer quality, which is going to create extra waste. So job order costs, breaking these down by jobs, will help us to look at that and to investigate it further. So a job order costing accounting system can be used by service businesses. So hotels, attorneys, accountants, hospitals, they can use this. Some of these businesses, such as law firms and accounting firms, they rely on job order costing so they can manage and control costs. However, not all service businesses are able to practically apply job order costing. So it may not be practical for hotels or taxi services or newspapers to apply it by job. The primary product cost for a service business is going to be direct labor and overhead, because we're providing a service and not a product. So any materials or supplies used in providing that service are usually not going to be much or be insignificant and may be included as part of the overhead cost. Just like a manufacturing business, direct labor and overhead costs of rendering services to clients are going to be accumulated in WIP, and when the job is completed, the client would be billed. And when the client is billed, the costs are transferred to a cost of services account. Okay, but this chapter we really wanted to focus on manufacturing. I just wanted to show you this. So for a service business, we're not going to have a finished goods account or finished goods ledger account because there's no inventory. We're going to record a service revenue once we've provided that service. So just to show you, You're going to have WIP, which is going to include your labor. And then any supplies would be going into overhead. And any indirect labor would go into overhead. So that overhead would be allocated to your WIP. And then once it's completed, it's going to go into a cost of services account. But like I said, I just wanted to show this. This service business is not really what we're looking at. We are mainly focusing on the manufacturing business in this chapter. And this concludes the Chapter 19 lecture. Let me know if you have any questions.